Hello, Namaste, Bonjour book lovers. Throughout the lockdown, we've been hearing that make this quarantine productive. You really want to make it productive but couldn't make it. I too was also stuck with the same problem. And it was then my English teacher, Mr. Feroz Sheikh, had recommended me to go through few online workshops, creative workshops. At that time, while I was browsing through the net, I found out this amazing workshop by the company BTB, which means Beyond the Box. This workshop was hosted by the founder and chief mentor, Miss Anupama Dalmia. So, this prompted my curious self to know more about Anupama ma'am. So, friends, my research tells me that Anupama ma'am is a versatile personality who owns many hats, like that of an author, blogger, dancer, and social media influencer, entrepreneur, and more, especially a mentor for kids like us. All this while being a spectacular and loving mommy. Her startups like Tingle Your Taste Buds and Rhythms and Beats prove that one should have a dream, passion, and commitment to achieve their goals. So, friends, aren't you keen to know the secret behind her success? Of course, I'm very excited. Here's presenting you one of my favorites, the Anupama ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm good too, and talking to you, I'm even more better.
Ma'am, thanks a lot for accepting my request.
My pleasure. I was actually looking forward to talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Even I was too much excited for the preparation. Like I was preparing the whole day. Okay, ma'am. It's like how is lockdown treating you? Like how is
Actually, so lockdown for me has been a mix of many things. So when the lockdown started, I actually took a break from work. So I have been working non-stop for the last few years because of my hectic schedule. I always used to think that I want to take a break, from social media and work, but it never happened because of the nature of my work. But when the lockdown started, already there were a lot of things which were not happening. Everything was in a lockdown, so I thought it's a good time to unwind, and so I took a break from social media and work, and I spent that time just I spent it with myself, I spent it with my family, quality time at home. So that was a good part of it, and then slowly, of course, I got back into work, and now I'm anyway full-fledgedly working. So I think I've been good in the lockdown. I think I've been able to be because I know that there are many people struggling in different ways, right, because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
So I feel I'm in a very good position, and I just hope this difficult phase passes soon for everyone. And this year somehow seems to be really, really bad. Like so many things are going on, so I just hope it all passes soon for everybody.
like the me time, the family time, the me time?
Yes, that I really took. I mean, I made the most of this time for that. I though of course now I'm again back to my hectic schedule, but at least in between, for 1.5 months, I really took that time off to spend. Especially, I have a daughter. She's 5 years old, and I spent a lot of time with her during that period.
Oh, ma'am, her name?
Her name is Renee. But at home we call her Ashi, like that's a pet name. So yeah, she's like also very. I mean, like every child of her age, she's naughty and she always wants that attention. So I'm glad I'm able to give her that time these days. We are all at home always.
Ma'am, can you please share your background in academics and the most inspirational person who encouraged you or who inspired you a lot?
I'll talk about my background first. So I am a computer engineer and an MBA. So I did my computer engineering from TY Patil Pune, and then I did my MBA in
Yeah.
Systems and Finance from Nirma University in Ahmedabad.
Oh, that's
And
great.
after that, I joined Infosys. I worked in Infosys for 6.5 years. It was through campus placement.
Oh,
Yeah, so I have had a lot of this IT and computer background, but I mean, and as you know, today I'm doing completely different things. So we'll of course talk about that. But yeah, that's my background, and uh, I mean, for me, I guess every stage of my life was about just choosing what I wanted to do at that stage. So I am not someone who thinks very long term, like what I'll do 20 years later, or
yeah.
because I feel that as a human, I mean, at least that's what I feel, that we keep changing, we keep learning new things. Sometimes our interest can change, what
Yes.
means a lot to us can change. So I feel that it's futile to think that far off. Like, so I always go with, okay, what I feel like doing at that point. So when I felt like doing computer engineering, I did that. And post that, I wanted to do MBA, I did that. And then I worked with Infosys. And then when I thought I need to now resign to pursue a completely different field, that's what I did.
Ma'am, Infosys is the dream job for every aspirant, like every engineering student. And you left that lucrative job and pursued your heart. What drove you until that? Like, what is the
So
force
yeah,
that
since you were
drove you?
also asking, since you were also asking about who inspires me as well. So actually, I believe in taking inspiration from everybody. I mean, of course, being at home, my mom is, I would say, my biggest inspiration, because, we spend the most time together. I've spent my life and she's raised me. But in general, I feel that I take inspiration from everybody. I think we can take, anything around, even nature, forget people. I think even nature can inspire us. So I believe in taking that, strength and inspiration from everybody around me. And so yeah, you were talking about how then suddenly I shifted. So
Yes.
what happened was, like, I, as a child, I used to be a very creative person. I used to enjoy dancing, writing, and I used to enjoy teaching. There were many things I used to, like, you are a child, so how
Yes.
our interests keep changing, right?
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
suddenly we feel I want to become a teacher, and then 2 years later it changes. So it was the case with me. During those times, when I was of your age, when we were growing up, times were different. Today, there is great scope in every field to make a good career, but at that point, it wasn't the case. So my mother and my father as well, I mean, both of them, they were very supportive, but they were very clear that, okay, whatever you want to do in life, you first get a stable job and income, so that at least from that aspect we can be assured that you have settled down. So I said, okay, that's fine, and that's why I actually joined Infosys. But because I was always a creatively inclined person, a few years after working in Infosys, it had become very hectic. Corporate jobs are very hectic, and
Yes.
I was also really tired with those erratic schedules, and my so we were not able to give so much time to home. So I just thought that I think I need to take a break and do something something I like doing, like, which is,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I was enjoying my job at Infosys. Like you said, it's a dream company. It was my dream company too. But it was not something I was passionate about, like, I mean, that passion, that kick you get from within, that, oh, wow, I really want to do this. So that was missing in my life. And then I thought that if I don't follow my passion now, then when will I do it, So I have to take a call someday. So after working in Infosys for about 6.5 years, I resigned to pursue my passions in different fields. And today I'm into multiple lines of work.
Yeah, ma'am, you're so inspiring for all of us
How
over
sweet.
here. Ma'am, how is that you seem to be an idea generator who converts any idea into a business so magically, running three startups at a time, like rhythm and beats and tingling your taste buds and beyond the box.
Yes.
How could you
Yes.
make it?
Well, actually, my mom says that I was always like, as a child, also, I always like to take charge of things. She said you were always someone who used to like to drive things, or maybe,
Like a
take
good
charge of
leader.
things. That, okay, I will do. So, this little bit, like this, that kida of doing something of my own, that
Yes.
was always there. And like idea, I think every idea can be made into something big. That's what I feel. Any idea, I always tell people that if you believe in your idea, you just go with it. Everything can be made into something. I think all you need is a vision and determination. And I think in my case, for everything that was I had an idea. Okay, like dance was always a passion, so I knew that I have to do something on that, and I started thinking that what is my vision, what really I want to do, and then I converted it into an enterprise. Same with Beyond the Box. It just happened that I started mentoring children on creative writing, and then slowly, by word of mouth, the word spread, and I started getting invited by schools and even corporates for workshops, for
Yes,
conducting
ma'am.
workshops over there. So slowly I realized that, okay, now if I really want to make it something more substantial and streamlined, I have to give it the shape of a
Yes.
organization, or maybe like so yes, so I think it's all about determination and having a certain vision. If you really want to do your own thing, that vision will drive you to generate. The ideas are always there in everybody. I mean, there won't be any person without an idea. It's just, I think, acting upon it, and I just acted upon it, and that's
Yes.
it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. That was great. And ma'am, please tell us about your typical daily routine. Like a typical day.
Typical, see, my, with a child, especially a small child, and I'm sure even your
Yes.
mom will agree that with a small child, typical routine every day kind of keeps changing, with their age. So, like when she was younger, it was different, and of course now as she's growing up, it's different. So I would say maybe as of today, my typical routine. Okay, well, I know this will probably. Not many kids would be here. Would be told about this, but then I am a late riser and I sleep late. So yes, my routine. It's not a very great thing to do. So all the kids watching, please don't follow that. I'm sure your parents will be on your head that sleep early, wake up early. But because I've lived in a hostel for 6 years, like for engineering also I was in a hostel, and even for MBA I was in a hostel. So because of the hostel life, somehow my routine got wired to that, sleeping late and waking up late, which carries. So now, of course, when my daughter is going to school that day, I have to wake up, of course. But in general, if I have a choice, like I have now in lockdown, then I sleep late and wake up late. Because what happens is I work till late also, because I'm into multiple lines of work, and daytime, of course, there are many other things which are going on. I'm with my daughter, there's home related stuff and so much more. So night is a good time to work. So that's how I so generally I sleep late and wake up late, and then morning so nowadays in lockdown, what I do is in the morning after we have breakfast, and you do the home chores, of course.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, because the maids are not coming. So after that, I sit down to work. So usually either I take my classes. So as you know, some of which you have attended. So either I take my classes, or I do any other work. Maybe like currently I'm working on revamping my own author website as well, anupamadalmia.com.
Yeah,
So
ma'am. Yeah,
so
I
those
saw.
kind of things, I work on that in the morning. After that, then of course, lunchtime we all have lunch together, and post lunch in the afternoon I just chill out a little bit, because I catch up with friends at times, like because now everybody's at home, so it's a good time to keep in touch with friends, family. So I do that, and then evening time I spend completely with my daughter. So we play, we study.
The
Because of
family
lockdown,
time.
what happened was actually there was some issue in getting her admitted to the next, to the school after the one she finished. So then what I do is I kind of sit with her and teach her some concepts by myself, because we are at home, and so we
I
study,
hope she
we
even
play.
helps you in your workshops.
You have seen that, right? And she's very fond of it. She always wants to know, Mama, what are you doing? What is it like? We played word tambola, so she wanted to play along. And without me actually sitting with her, she is learning so much just by the way of my classes, like, just by being a part of it. Because sometimes she uses some words and I'm like, oh my god, how do you know this word? And she says, I heard, Mama, I heard you telling some Didi or Bhaiya about that word and the meaning. So, like she is like, she's totally into the work I'm doing. She really enjoys knowing about it. Initially, of course, she used to feel that why Mama has to work so much, and of course, she wants that kind of attention. But slowly, now she has adapted to it, and now she actually looks forward to know what kind of work I'm doing. She's aware of everything. So yes, So evening time I spend with her.
Ma'am, that's quite impressive. And your word tombola, that was an innovative idea, really.
Yeah. Yes. I actually have to keep. So what happened was, when I started working with children, on creative writing, I realized that, see, schools, of course, they have a certain curriculum. They teach things in that pattern. But I realized that creativity, you need to give them a little more fun kind of an environment to learn. And that's how I realized that, to keep the children invested in these classes, to keep them, entertained, like, they should learn in a fun way. Because I strongly believe that when you learn in a fun way, you remember more as well. The retention is much greater and you enjoy the process. So that's how I started coming up with these, games and activities, different. In fact, I keep joking that I can actually write a book on all the Beyond the Box exclusive games and activities, because there's so many now. I've been doing this for years now. So I just keep, and it's good in a way, because the kids keep me on my toes. It improves my own creativity, because I have to keep thinking of different ideas. So yes, so Word Tombola was one such game which became a big hit with my students over here when I used to take face-to-face classes. And then I was invited by another community also to conduct that over there. And so I just didn't realize, when I created this game, it was just for my class, but then I didn't realize it is something which everybody can enjoy. And now even adults are telling me, why should only kids learn and have fun? You make us also play Word Tombola. So I was like, okay, then maybe I'll think about it. Yeah, so that's why I keep thinking of these different ideas for children, so that they can enjoy in a fun way. They remember what they learn. And what happens is, for things like creative writing, language skills, all this, it's very important for kids to develop a love for the language. Right. Unless they really enjoy and they have that kind of love for words, for language, they will not really see. If you go the typical way, I will give you a list of 10 words, these are the meanings, you remember it becomes boring, right? So that's why I feel that yes, more and more games like this is really going to help kids.
Yes, ma'am, we have even tried it in our family base too. So even those children who are of my age, they enjoyed it a lot, and even the parents were asking about how to play, like how did you get this idea? And then when I mentioned your name, they were quite impressive with your idea.
Oh, how sweet, how sweet. I'm so happy to know that, and I think there's nothing better than if this game is, or any activity for that matter, I think there's nothing better than it just spreading that love for learning in many kids. That's the whole vision of Beyond the Box. I just want to reach out to as many kids as possible to just make them realize that writing is fun, learning is fun, words are fun. That's it. So I'm so happy to know that, and thanks for sharing that with me.
Ma'am, what is the I see that you have a lot of friendly relations with a lot of people, and you have contacts with many people. So how important do you think it is to have contacts and a friendly relations with people around? Curious to know the answer for this question? Then do check out part 2 of this interview, which will be out soon on my channel. So stay tuned to Book Talkies, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Signing off, Sri Harshika ji. Happy Book Era.